Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Geronimo. Geronimo is a very rare Italian form of Jerome, a name ultimately derived from the Greek hieronymos, iota epsilon rho omega nu upsilon mu omicron, from the elements hieros meaning holy, sacred and onoma meaning name. In other words, Geronimo is a holy name. It was made popular by a 4th/5th century citizen of the Eastern Roman Empire named Eusebius Sophronius Hieronymus, better known as St. Jerome. St. Jerome was commissioned by Pope Damasus I in 382 to translate the Bible from Old Latin into the Vulgate, or Common Latin edition. St. Jerome was responsible for translating the entire Bible into one stylistically consistent linguistic form which was used from the 5th century on up through the Middle Ages. His prolific writings, second only to St. Augustine, secured him the title Doctor of the Church, and one of the four preeminent theologians as Europe and Christianity hung precariously on the edge of the Dark Ages. St. Jerome was highly regarded in his own time and well beyond, which is how his holy name sustained usage throughout medieval Europe. It was generally bestowed in his honor. Apropos, St. Jerome is the patron saint of translators, librarians, and encyclopedists. The rare Italian Geronimo, however, owes his familiarity to a 19th-century American Apache chief named Goyałé, meaning one who yawns. His enemies, the Mexicans, gave him the name Geronimo probably because they couldn't pronounce Goyałé. Geronimo fought against Mexican and American expansion into the Apache lands, present-day western Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. The Mexicans killed Geronimo's mother, wife and 3 children, and so he must have fought with a strong sense of revenge. After a lengthy pursuit, Geronimo finally surrendered to U.S. authorities, a decision he later regretted. Probably part of the terms of his surrender, he was imprisoned and his life was spared, but he was also never allowed to return to his homeland. Lest we not forget it was his people's land in the first place. One of the sad chapters of America's days of the Wild West. Personality of the boy named Geronimo. Romance is the hallmark of the Six personality. They exude nurturing, loving, and caring energy. Sixes are in love with the idea of love in its idealized form, and with their magnetic personalities, they easily draw people toward them. Like the number 2 personality, they seek balance and harmony in their life and the world at large. They are conscientious and service-oriented, and a champion for the underdog. These personalities naturally attract money and are usually surrounded by lovely material objects, but their human relationships are always primary. They thrive in giving back to others rather than being motivated by their own desires. This is when they achieve great things. Sixes are natural teachers, ministers, and counselors. Popularity of the boy named Geronimo. Geronimo has never made the top 1,000 list of baby boy names in America. Never. Not only is this name rare to Italians, it is even more rare among English speakers. We can really thank Geronimo, a figure embedded in American history and lore, for introducing this unusual name to elementary history pupils across the country. From time to time we hear about parents today using this name on their baby boys, likely inspired by the growing interest in Italian names in general, but its usage is still few and far between. No doubt Geronimo is a name with charm and character, but the actual story of the Apache chief Goyałé, aka Geronimo, is really quite heart-wrenching. Oh, and one last thing. Do you ever wonder why skydivers yell, "Guru," when they jump out of airplanes? There's actually a quaint story behind this tradition. Back in 1940, when the very first paratroopers were training for World War II, prior to this time, only supplies were strategically dropped from airplanes in war, and not troops. A few of the nervous platoon members threw back a couple beers and went to see a movie on base, the 1939 film Geronimo. Afterwards they were goading a fellow soldier, Private Aubrey Eberhart, about his fear with respect to the upcoming jump. Eberhart insisted he was not afraid and, to prove it, he would yell, "Geronimo," to his buddies as he jumped from the plane. And a tradition was born. Quick facts on Geronimo. Gender, boy. Origin, Italian. Number of syllables, 4. Ranking popularity, not applicable. Pronunciation, Jeronimo. Simple meaning, holy name. Characteristics of Geronimo. Sensitive, humanitarian, affectionate, family-oriented, compassionate, community-minded, loving. Cultural references to the baby name, Geronimo. Famous people named Geronimo. Geronimo, Native American Apache leader whose real name was Goyaałé. Copyright, Geronimo Pratt, Black Panther. Guerra Superscript 3 Nemo Jima. Copyright Nez, Spanish conductor/composer. Guerra Superscript 3 Nemo Baroa, baseball player. Guerra Superscript 3 Nemo de Aguilar, Spanish friar and contributor to the Spanish conquest of Mexico. Guerra Superscript 3 Nemo Gil, baseball player. Guerra Superscript 3 Nemo de Santa Fe, Spanish physician and theologian. Geronimo Stilton, best-selling children's book author. Historic figures with the name Geronimo. Geronimo Goyaałé was born to an Apache tribe in what is now New Mexico, which was then claimed by Mexico. In 1858, a band of Sonoran Mexican soldiers attacked his home while he was away, killing his mother, wife and 3 children. After this, needless to say, Geronimo began a lifelong revenge on Mexicans. In 1906, Geronimo put out his autobiography, detailing the story of his years of fighting, imprisonment and latter-day celebrity as a Wild West performer and protege of President Theodore Roosevelt, thereby passing into the realm of legend. The very name Geronimo conjures up visions of the ultimate warrior who will fight against all odds to vanquish the enemy. Paratroopers and schoolchildren alike invoke his name when embarking upon the most dangerous of feats. His dictated autobiography may perhaps soft-soap his animosity toward white settlers. He hoped that President Roosevelt, to whom he dedicated it, would allow him and others to return to their native Oklahoma, but no matter legend he became and legend he remains.